This is the latest Toyota 86, the GR86 from 2023.
And this is the Toyota 86 that started it all, the AE86 from 1986 in the case of this car.
Those two both cost about 30 grand, but this one, the GT86, is the cheaper middle child and costs about half that.
Today, we're going to take all three for a drive and decide which we think is best, and most importantly, which one we would take home. Before we hit the road, it's important to cover the basic context behind the 86 and what makes it so special.
The 1985 Toyota Corolla GTS, a Toyota.
The 5th generation Corolla marked a turning point for the model, shifting from rear to front-wheel drive. However, as a last hurrah, Toyota split the model and left just one enthusiast variant as rear-wheel drive. Enter the AE86. The chassis code doesn't make a huge amount of sense outside of Toyota's internal channels, but it stuck and became more popular than the official Corolla moniker. Either way, it was available as a notchback coupe or as a 3-door hatch with pop-ups or fixed lights for the Trueno and Levin respectively. However, in the UK we only got the hatchback Levin. While other cars chased speed and power, the little 86 was praised for its dynamics and simplicity. And it paid off because the AE86 won in Group A at the 1984 RAC Rally in Wales, and the 1986 British Saloon Car Championship, and the 1987 British Touring Car Championship, just to name a few. And if that wasn't enough, Drift King Keiichi Tsuchiya drove an 86 in his on-screen debut in 1987's Plus B, launching the cult drifting scene in Japan and inspiring a little comic book and anime known as Initial D. Later, earning Tsuchiya a cameo role in the hit 2006 film The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. And now, back to the show. So first things first, we've got to figure out how to start this thing because it's got a Clifford alarm system in it. And if you've not heard of that name before, or it doesn't strike fear into your heart, then you probably don't know 80s and 90s cars as well as you think you do. First things first, hit unlock. Yep. You've got a light here, stick the key in, and then you try and start it, and it does that. So
yeah, that's how you do it.
Press the unlock button again, take key out.
What have we got to do?
So you press unlock,
yeah,
and then it stops blinking, yeah. Stick key in.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And we're away. Right, onwards.
Let's drive it.
So here we are. This is the Toyota AE86, produced from 1983 all the way through to 1987. Under the bonnet, you have a 1.6 litre inline four, 16 valves, about 123 horsepower at 6,600 RPM, and revs all the way out to 7,500, which is very high for the 80s, especially when you consider that the Mitsubishi Starion had the 4G63, which went on to go into all of the Evos, etc., all the way back in the 80s too, and that was single overhead cam until this car went out of production, so it was really early.
And it makes good noise.
It does. Shall we
So this one, I read, Lucas, it's got a different exhaust and different induction kit, so I think they have upped.
Yeah, so there's a bit more sound. There's
upped
definitely
the sound a little bit, but it sounds, whoa.
It sounds great. There's definitely a bit more rasp coming from the back end.
There is.
But that intake noise is phenomenal.
And it's lightweight, isn't it?
It is lightweight, 970
kilos.
Yeah, weighs about the same as a Mark 1 MX-5 and has about the same horsepower despite coming along 6 years beforehand.
And the interior, Lucas, spectacular.
It is pretty nice,
I say bring back blue velour interior.
Yeah, these seats are phenomenal.
They are, aren't they? They're kind of like an old bus pattern, like you get
like
on a
maquette.
like that, or you get on a filthy old public bus. But they're so comfortable, aren't they?
They are really comfortable, and thankfully, this being a Toyota's heritage car, no less, it is very clean in here, so you don't have to worry too much about grot getting caught in these seats.
And we got carpet on our door cards, which is exactly what we want. Why wouldn't you have carpeted door cards? We got our manual window winders, lightweight, baby.
Yep.
We got an incredible old cassette player.
Yeah.
And I found these, Lucas, look.
What have you got?
We've got 8 house hits.
I think house hits of 88.
Oh, yeah. 88 house hits. Yeah. I was like, it's 8 house hits. 8. House hits from 1988. And we've also got Now 13.
Now,
so before the Now.
That's what I call music now.
Yeah, so before it was like on the CDs and everything.
What are we on, like 100 and something now?
Do you want to know what the first song is?
Go on.
The Only Way Is Up.
That's not bad.
I presume it's that one, by Yaz and the Plastic Population. There we go. So maybe we'll have a go on those in a bit. But yeah, it's so old school, I love it.
Yeah.
But it's got manual window winders, but it's also got
It's got an electric sunroof.
An electric sunroof.
Go on, give it a whirl. These
And
things
it
always
works.
make me nervous, electric sunroofs of old cars.
Look at that.
And it's got a little wind deflector that pops up.
That is
Oh,
mega.
that's brilliant, that. Everything except for that sunroof, I think, is Manuel.
Yeah. And also, that steering wheel is massive.
It is quite chunky. It's bigger than it even was in my E30. I think that was like a 350mm. This has got to be 360, 365.
It's
maybe.
huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
very
chunky, but it's thin-rimmed. It's very
Thin-rimmed.
lightweight. There's no inertia to it. And this steering is so direct for 1986/3, whatever you want to consider. It's how it drives, right? That revs so high.
It sounds so good.
ridiculous in this little thing.
does.
There's no sound editing whatsoever. I think our doors are about as thick as your average sheet of cardboard.
Yeah, there's not a lot there.
So you do feel quite vulnerable in here, and that's not a bad thing because it just makes everything feel a little bit faster. Now, what made this car so special, not just being a rear-wheel drive Corolla, was the fact that it had disc brakes all round, again,
All four.
in 1983, all four, has a limited slip differential. We've got McPherson struts up front, which is pretty much peak technology for the 80s, to be honest, and again, it is very, very direct, and we've got a solid rear axle, which is also coil sprung, so legend has it that makes this thing very easy to slide, but
Yes.
Considering how rare these things are, and that this one was valued by Toyota at roughly 30 grand. I'm not going to do that unless something dire happens.
You're not insulated at all, are you, from the driving experience?
No.
It's all right though, because you've got a great airbag in the middle of your steering wheel.
Yeah. The airbag is called my nose.
Yeah. When you hit it, you get a beep.
You know what? That's an adorable little.
Cute, wasn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah. We should probably cover the differences between this and its more iconic sibling, should we say? Because the one everyone thinks of when you say AE86 is the Trueno, the one with the pop-up headlights.
Bit of this.
The little do the wink wonk.
I do like the Trueno. Pop-ups are cool, but I think these look great with the fixed headlights. I'm all for it.
This really was intended as a driver's car. I mean, furthermore, we've got no power steering here at all. And everything is quite raw. There were different specs of this, and this isn't quite the hardest of the hardcore. That was a special JDM only thing. But even still, there's nothing of it, and it's incredibly tactile, I think is the word. Even the chief engineer of this car has said on the record that it was an absolute pain for Toyota to split this platform into front and rear wheel drive. But they did it anyway, just because they wanted to pay homage to the rear-wheel drive Corolla before it went out of production. And that's something I think we've really got to respect, because while everything else was running away with more power, this is about as pure a driving experience as a Japanese car gets, if you ask me.
We salute you, Chief
I'll
Engineer of Toyota.
So yes, secret tunnel. Listen to this.
Oh, yes! That sounds so good. Right, so Lucas, this is the Icon then,
Yes.
and you've enjoyed it?
Oh, I've loved every second of it, actually. We've just figured out that this steering box is rather slow, but initial turning is still good.
A lot of turns, a lot to knock on there.
Yes.
But yeah, what an awesome car, and it's a very raw, pure driving experience even now. But I suppose we should probably fast forward
30 odd years.
30, 40 years
Yeah.
to see what the new one's like.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Let's have a look and see what the new one's like, shall we?
Yeah. So we're in the GR86, Lucas. We
Yes,
have
we
fast
are.
forwarded about 40 years, and these came out a couple of years ago.
Yep.
They were about 32 grand when they came out, and I think
Yeah,
they're pretty
about the
much
same.
they're still that price now, aren't they?
You can't buy one brand new these days, but even on the second-hand market, as pretty much as new, they are the same price.
So really, it's pretty much the same price as you get the old AE86 for, isn't it?
Yeah.
But these come with a 2.4 litre four-cylinder boxer engine.
Yeah, so it's
Developed by
flat instead of
Subaru.
inline.
Yeah, doing that all the time. So
Isn't that a
pistons are just
a rude symbol somewhere?
Probably, yeah. Someone just been madly offended by that. So yeah, 2.4 litre four-cylinder boxer engine, 230 horsepower at about 7,000 RPM, 250 newton meters of torque, but at about 3,000 RPM. So actually, the torque comes in.
That's a pretty good curve, that, isn't it?
It pulls well from quite low down. Bit more lardy than the old AE86, so about 1,300 kilos, but still for a newish car, that's not bad, is it?
It's not terrible, to be honest. That's pretty good.
And that is what this is about. Toyota have tried to reimagine the ethos of the old AE86. So rear-wheel drive, we've got a manual gearbox, we've got limited slip diff,
Yep.
and we got a bit of performance, and we got relatively lightweight. So they've gone for enjoyment and fun over outright power and performance. It will still do 140 miles an hour.
That's pretty good flat out.
Yeah, although you can get an auto, and that does about 134 miles an hour.
No. No need to talk about that. You don't mention autos.
Who would buy one of these as an auto? That honestly blows my mind.
One thing worth noting actually is that this has Michelin PS5s on it, but they're only 215s at the back. You'd think of PS5s being pretty sticky, but 215s, as I'm sure we've just noticed.
Yeah.
Not a lot of grip, no. Not that grippy, no.
I respect them putting 215s on a car with this much power. So yeah, we're back on that narrow little bumpy B road.
Yes, we are.
Feels a little stiffer, doesn't it?
It does feel stiffer. I think part of that is down to the 18-inch wheels. Part of it is down to it being a bit heavier and hence needs to be tuned a bit stiffer in order to provide the same chassis control you can expect from the lighter car.
Yeah, but actually makes you appreciate the old one quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That felt, arguably I'd say this is probably more playful just because it has a bit more power. The first thing I noticed getting into this car was visibility is a lot worse.
It is,
than
yeah.
It is
it
in
really
that
is.
car. You feel a lot better ensconced within it, I guess.
Yeah,
just
you do.
because everything's more enclosed around you.
Yeah.
It's a safer car. You can have thicker B pillars and A pillars and all of that sort of jazz too.
Yeah, bring back spaghetti A pillars.
Yeah,
for visibility, not for safety.
I want to be crushed when I roll over,
Yes.
so that I can see the car in front of me a bit better.
It's got nice, like all the control weights are nice. The steering's got a nice feel to it. The pedals are nice, like nicely positioned for a bit of the old heel and toe. And the gear change it's actually got a nice feel to it.
Notchy, isn't
it's
it?
a little bit notchy, but it's a fairly short throw and it's quite like sneaky teeth. It's got quite a nice noise to it. I know it's a Subaru boxer engine. It sounds nothing like a Subaru, does it?
No, it doesn't. And it's quite quiet if you ask me.
Yeah.
Whoa, there's a bit of negative G there. But yeah, I mean, when you were heeling and towing it earlier, I couldn't actually tell.
It's not that loud, is it?
I feel like you're not really going to hear it until you get into those higher rev ranges. And even at that point, is it just me who thinks there's a bit of pumped-in audio in here?
Yeah, there's something going on, isn't there? Oh, that moved there, didn't it?
Yeah, not bad.
Interior then, Lucas. Obviously, modern comforts.
Yeah, you got your heated seats here, your poo cookers, if you will. You got AC, dual. You got dual zone climate control. Things are a little bit plasticky, but when I drove, that steering wheel feels pretty good. It's
the steering wheel's nice.
Smaller than it was in the AE. Rim's a little bit thicker, but still not overwhelming. It's not a BMW M2, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the door, we've got some nice Allen
that's quite nice,
Cantara
isn't
up
it?
here. Where
For when you drive on like
rest
this,
your arm.
somewhere soft your elbow.
I find with modern cars, the sills are usually a bit high for you to be able to do that anyway. But it's nice. It's a nice touch here.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice place to be, isn't it? It's all very dark compared to the AE. It feels dark, doesn't it? Like you said, there's not as much visibility, so there's not as much light. But as modern interiors go,
One
fine,
similarity, we've still got some velour on the seats, which is nice.
Yeah, we do that. It's a nice throwback.
They are a bit more supportive and buckety. These side bolsters aren't very high by modern standards, but as a seat overall, it's comfy, and to have it heated is equally nice.
Yeah.
I think we've got less space in the back of this than we did in the AE.
I think you're probably right.
Sitting in my driving position, there's no way you would fit any sort of human of any size behind me.
It's a nice place to be.
Yeah,
the dash is quite nice. It gives you the kind of old school digital rev counter. I think when you're in track mode,
Yeah, in track mode it goes
doesn't
left to right, whereas in standard modes it goes around like a clock.
Yeah. Standard like Japanese interfacey fonts and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, we've got touchscreens here. I believe we have wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so no wireless stuff, but who cares, really? But no, the interfaces themselves are good. Everything is exactly where you need it to be. And importantly, everything is simple. If you want to turn traction off, the button is right there. You press and hold it, and it's done. That's it, sorted.
Traction off, 6-speed gearbox, limited slip diff, rear wheel drive, bish bash bosh.
Simple, really.
Nice driver's car.
Perhaps we should go and have a look at the third car on our list of candidates today.
I think we should.
It's about half the price as this and about 10 years older.
Yeah.
But apparently about 80% of the experience. Let's figure out if it stacks up, shall we?
Yeah. Is it a bargain?
Is it? So we've just got into the GT86, and while the AE doesn't have any traction control and the GR is just a button, press and hold and you're done, apparently the same isn't true here. So according to our resident nerd, there's some Konami code you have to do to get it all
there is
off.
an off button.
Yeah, but it
and
doesn't
you can
work.
hold it down and 2 lights come on to say it's all off, but apparently it's not fully off. Yeah, so Ryan, our resident Initial D man, has given you the secret cheat code.
So foot on the brake, start it up.
Yeah.
And then it's handbrake, handbrake, handbrake.
Yeah, foot brake, foot brake, foot brake. Handbrake, handbrake, handbrake. Foot brake, foot brake, foot brake, handbrake, 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 foot brake.
You're taking the piss, Lucas. This
Did I
can't
do
work.
too many handbrakes or foot brakes there?
Get Ryan, show us how it's done.
You want to give it a whirl.
Go
So,
on, Ryan, no pressure. And you are now a GT86 owner. And
so
you're wearing
I'm
the
wearing
correct
a-
t-shirt for the
sorry,
job.
yeah.
Initial D. Look at
Yeah.
that. Perfect. So no pressure.
right, so I think it's engine off first.
Yeah.
Foot on the brake while you start, clutch, engine on. Whilst that's on, seatbelt, just to be
Right,
on
I'll
the
do
safe
mine as well.
side.
Yes, boss.
And then it's handbrake, 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 foot brake, foot brake, foot brake, handbrake, 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 foot brake, foot brake, handbrake, 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 foot brake, foot brake.
Oh, it's
And
done
it's a-
it! Oh my! Come and look at the dash, Matt.
First time.
Yeah,
First
first time. So
Damn, it's
TRC
so
off, ESC off. So that is Matt. I honestly thought you'd taken the piss.
No, yeah.
So GT86, Lucas.
Yes, sir.
These came out in 2012. These are obviously the earlier version of the GR that we drove a minute ago.
Yes.
About 10 years earlier. This one is a facelift. So in 2017 they did a facelift, gave it slightly stiffer spring and damper rates, gave it a slightly shorter final drive, a few visual tweaks, a few tweaks to the display in the interior.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference is between this and the GR, engine's the first one.
Yeah, it's a 2 litre instead of a 2.4
It is.
in the GR, so we're down to about what, 200 horsepower was
Yeah,
it?
197 horsepower officially.
Ooh.
But the biggest difference is the lack of torque. So the other one had 250 newton meters from 3,000. This has got about 200 newton meters from just over 6,000.
Yeah, I feel like the GR had much more of a kick when you first step on it, which this one wants you to rev it out just a little bit more. I mean, you don't really notice any difference in acceleration when I'm punching it versus when I'm not at low revs. There's also the infamous torque dip in the GT cars where there's a bit of a dip in the torque curve. Turning on this, to me, I know we didn't see me drive the GR on camera, but I did drive it on the way down to our shooting location. Turning feels almost as sharp. It's not quite as instant. And another worthwhile difference to note is that we are on Michelin Primacy tyres.
So that was one of the big things when this came out, wasn't it? To try and make this as much of a driver's car as possible. They didn't give us super sticky Pilot Sports or anything like that. They put us on Michelin Primacies. And I think at the time, some people said it was a good idea. Some people said it kind of meant you didn't get a chance to sample the chassis properly before it let go and lost grip.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it at all, especially with as anemic as this feels low down in the rev range. I think having a little bit less of a sticky tyre isn't really a bad thing as far as it goes towards finding the limits a little bit quicker.
I think because the Primacy is a little bit not quite as direct, you do sometimes feel it move around a bit more on its tread on it, but I'm all for it. I don't mind that. A bit of movement's good.
It keeps some of that liveliness
Yeah.
from the AE over the GR, I think.
And weight, it's pretty much the same as the GR. I think 30, 40 kilos less perhaps than the official figures, but there's not a lot in it. Still got a 6-speed manual.
Yep, incredibly notchy to shift this is.
It is, yeah.
It's tight and precise, so I wouldn't necessarily say notchy in a bad way, but it's the ratios feel quite close. You know, you're never really too far out of that power band. Noise feels more authentic than the GR did.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot more intake, which is nice.
Yeah, it's not loud though, is it? It's not a loud car, but there's a
no.
little bit, when you're on it, a bit higher the revs, you hear a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty well used tuner car at this point. Not this specific example. This has only got 3,273 miles on it at the time of recording.
You've just run it in for them.
Yes, yes I have. But these are usually taken and modified to hell and back. People will swap out the Boxer 4 if they really want. People put exhaust. There's a kit from Rocket Bunny available should you be so inclined. And the support from Toyota is really strong on that too. And,
Yeah.
there's lots and lots of stuff out there for these cars. It's almost like a bit of a modern MX-5, if you will.
And price. So like we said earlier,
That is the crux of the conversation, isn't it?
it is about half the price of both the other cars. So Ryan, our colleague Ryan, is now a GT86 owner. He bought a pre-facelift 2012 model. He said he paid 14.5 for it. I think the post-facelifts like this one cost a few grand more. So you're looking at about 15 grand.
Yeah.
Half the price of a GR and about half the price of an AE.
Ryan seems to think that the prices have sort of reached the bottom. They're not really going to get any lower than they are right now. So if you do want one, I guess now's the time. Whether or not you can justify it against a different car is beyond the scope of this conversation, but I would say that £14,500 in the used car world is not a small sum of money.
It's not, no. But then the question is it worth saving another 15 grand over the GR86? Really? Okay, you get a bit less torque, you have to work it through the gears a bit more.
Yep.
You got slightly less grippy tyres, which you can just change. And
This
we're on
is true.
17-inch wheels instead of 18s, but they're the same width. Is
Yeah.
it that much different to the GR? Really?
Dynamically, not at
Not-
all.
it's not,
I'd
is
say
it?
the steering is as sweet, especially once you're loaded up. It's not quite as direct on centre, but that doesn't really matter. The gearing feels identical. It's the same gearbox. It has a little bit less power, but when we return back to what these cars are truly about, power doesn't really come into the equation.
No.
It's about using the car within the limits of the streets and outside of the limits of the tyres.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
where
And
the
this-
real fun starts to
And
happen.
this car allows you to do that, doesn't
Yeah.
it? And it is true to the original AE86's ethos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fun, not particularly high powered, lightweight, rear wheel drive, manual, limb and slip diff, turn
What
everything
more
off.
could you possibly want?
So, Lucas, the £30,000 question. If it was your money, would you take the more expensive GR or the AE, or would you save yourself 15 grand and go for the bargain GT?
Well, money no option between the GR and the AE. I'm taking that AE. Of the three, I'm taking the AE.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it costs a bit more, but I don't think either of these cars are going to be nearly as cool, as characterful, or as fun as that AE is. I mean, just the way that engine sings and begs you to wring its neck out, I don't think either of these do quite as well. This does it better than the GR does, but the GR is just more usable. But if money was an object, and I hate to break it to you, it is, especially in the current day and age, I'm taking the GT. It's the best bang for your buck. Hands down, absolutely. No, it doesn't quite have as much power as the GR does, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's what these cars are about. I think it's about just having a good, fun, momentum car with a little bit of space in the back if you need to run to the shops every now and again.
And how it makes you feel, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think this does that perfectly.
I agree.
I think that about does it for this video. That's
I
our
think so.
decision. What is yours? Do you have infinite money to spend on a Japanese sports car? So let us know in the comments which ones you would choose, and let us know in the comments if you enjoyed watching us talk bobbins about Japanese cars, because I rather enjoyed it today.
It's been a
Thank
good day.
you for joining me, and
See you next time.
very soon. Bye bye.
Ta-ra!